Good morning and happy Friday. I have Miss Josie here. We thought we'd pop in and give you a couple of updates, just some chatting. I do have a haul video. I'm going to do that next. But yeah, Josie hasn't been on camera for a while, so I thought I would bring her out here. She's wearing this adorable little romper that I got at Once Upon a Child. I think I put it in my last haul, and she's got these her little white shoes on. These are just Walmart little shoes. I think they actually might be boy shoes, but I don't care. Yeah, so she's got 3/4 limbs, so she has to have a t-shirt on underneath. And right now it's a little chilly out. I think it's currently like almost 60. It's supposed to get warm today, but I thought I would put her in our video. I changed her just the other day, so I didn't want to change her again. But I do need to show you this beautiful face. And I'm filming downstairs because my nursery, I feel like it just doesn't film very well. I used to have my nursery in a different room, and I feel like the light was a little bit better, the natural light. So, I don't know. I'm filming downstairs. I don't know if it's better or not, but Miss Josie, can you see her hair? She's got really fine baby hair. Here, I'll take her little headband off. She's got this fine little baby hair. It needs to be brushed, but it's actually bald. She's actually gone, poor little thing, has actually gone bald in the back. And I heard it's from them just laying on their hair. It just breaks off. And I like rooted hair, but it just isn't very durable. It's just not as durable as painted hair. So I'm either going to have her re-rooted, or I might have her hair taken out and painted on. I might have it paint. I might have my friend Danae paint it on if she can do the blonde, because I do like her blonde, and I know painted blonde hair can sometimes look a little bit odd, but I've seen a couple. Ooh, your legs are like turned around backwards. Yeah, she's got these I'll call them frog legs. They're both like, do you see how they're turned like froggy legs? But that's okay. When I set her down, you can't really tell. So, I had surgery. I had ablation surgery on Thursday, and I don't know if there's any men listening. You might want to turn this off. I don't think there are men on here that subscribe, but sorry if your husband's there listening. You might want to tell him to leave the room. Anyway, I had ablation surgery, and what it is they go into your cervix, and they put an instrument in there that kind of burns off all of your endometrium, and it is supposed to help with your periods and your cramping and all that stuff. Technically, you're not supposed to have a period anymore, but I'm hoping that that's the case, but I would even be happy to have just some mild spotting. I've had a couple of friends that I've known that's had it done, and they have, one of the girls had it done like 7 years ago, and she has to have it redone because it didn't work very well. I had it on, what day was that? I had it on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. And I had, they gave me a lot of drugs. They gave me a shot, and I had to take some Valium, what was what it was, some Percocet. I just was drugged. And the procedure was, it wasn't bad. They drugged me, and then the worst part about it was when they numbed my cervix, and they put, I want to say like 4 to 6 shots, and my husband said the needles were like this long up into your cervix, and that the first 2, because they're the numbing, that's the numbing part, that was what hurt the worst. And by the time they got to like the third one, I really couldn't feel it. So that wasn't too bad. And then I had to sit there for a little bit longer and wait for that to kind of kick in. And at this point, my head is like, I'm like swimming. I'm like there, but I'm not there. And so they finally took me into the procedure room, and they put a camera in there, which was really kind of neat. I got to see my fallopian tubes and just kind of where your babies live for 10 months. So yeah, that was really kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of, like, if you ever have seen a colostomy, not colostomy, what do they call those? I forget what it is, where they put the camera up inside your colon. If you've ever seen that, like on a video, I've never had a colonoscopy, but I've seen a video, like how they take the camera up there. It's kind of like that. It kind of looked, it was very interesting. It didn't look like what I would think your fallopian tubes and your cervix would look like. So then they put this long tool up in there, and they open it up, and it's like it just burns off all of the lining in your cervix, your endometrial lining that you shed every month, and it just burns it several layers down. And so I will still ovulate. You still have like the breast tenderness because I still have all my ovaries. But you're really not supposed to have bad PMS. You're not supposed to get the bloating like you do. You're not supposed to really get the water retention. And the reason why I had the surgery was because I was just having really bad cycles, and I would have them for 2 weeks. They really lightened up a couple years ago, and so I thought I was kind of maybe starting like early menopause, because I just turned 41, and then just all of a sudden, and they got really heavy, and I started getting really bad headaches before my cycle, and really bad breast pain, and it really was just affecting my quality of life. I just didn't feel good for several weeks, and they were coming really close together. I would have, really bad period, really heavy for like 7 days, and then I would have like at least another 5 days of spotting and just more of annoyance. Just like, really, this is just not fair. I mean, I started my period when I was 11, so I'm like, okay, it's been 30 years. I'm ready for you to go bye-bye. I can't deal with you anymore. And so then after my full seven days of bleeding heavy, and then 5 to 7 days of spotting and just having really odd things happening, I would have like maybe a week and a half of normalcy, and then I would start the cycle all over again, where I would start the week of, your period, where you get the breast tenderness and the weight gain and the bloating and where you want to eat everything and anything out of the refrigerator. And I finally am just like, you know what, I've done this for a couple years where it's been like this. I can't do it anymore. I'm done having babies. My husband had a vasectomy after our second daughter was born. And, it's just, I'm not having any more kids. So, besides that, I'm old, but, so I went and had it done. The reason why I'm telling you all this is I definitely recommend it if you have, if you're having heavy periods, or if your period is just long, just crazy long, and your symptoms are horrible. And my gynecologist told me that you really shouldn't be filling a tampon no sooner than, if you're filling a tampon under 2 hours, you have a really heavy flow. And you may have that for the first day, but really you shouldn't have that, for a week at a time. Even if you wear a super. And I know they make a Super Plus, but have you seen those things? Those things are like, those applicators for the Super Plus, I had to borrow one time from a friend of mine. I was like, holy moly, this thing is huge. They do sell those Super Plus. I've never bought them, but they're just way too big. And actually, I could kind of feel it in there. I just felt like it was not my normal thing. Oh, that's the other thing. The older that I've gotten, the more sensitive I am to tampons. And I can't. My daughters wear a different brand of tampon than I do, I can't wear their tampons. They wear, let's see, I wear Playtex, and they wear, I forget, there's whatever the Pearl is. They wear whatever the brand Pearl. So there's Playtex, and there's, I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, I wear the kind in the pink box, the sport, whatever the sport ones are. And you know, you should never have, don't ever use the deodorant ones, because they're not good for your pH balance. It will throw off your pH balance, and you really shouldn't need them anyway. But yeah, so I can't wear my girls' tampons anymore because they actually make me feel like I am, like someone has put that cotton in like bleach, and it's like, it feels like somebody's bleached the inside of me out. It just burns, and it just hurts really bad. So I can't wear their brand. It's probably some way that they treat the cotton. I don't know if they treat theirs a different way other than the Playtex kind, but the kind that I wore, I started noticing about 3 or 4 months ago. It didn't have the burning like I did with theirs, like the bleachy kind, but it just didn't feel comfortable anymore. So I just decided to take the plunge. It is covered by your insurance. However, you know, depending on what your copay is, we'd already met our deductible, so our copay wasn't too bad. But if you have heavy periods and you're done having babies, I can't recommend it enough. For me, the healing process has been really good. Like I said, I took that first day off. I just laid around all day, which is really hard for me because I'm a pretty active person. Wednesday, I still had a little bit of bleeding, not bad at all. And then it really was mostly gone yesterday. No more bleeding, no more. Obviously, you can't wear, for the first 2 weeks after, you can't wear tampons. You can't swim. You can't get in the hot tub, and you can't get in the ocean. You really just can only shower. No sex. But other than that, so far, I totally recommend it. If you do have it, and you do it, okay, so there's two, this video is really long, but there's 2 types of these surgeries. You can have one in an actual OR where they put you out. So you get the full anesthesia, they put you to sleep, and then you wake up and you're done. I didn't have that kind. Obviously that kind is very expensive because you have to pay for the OR and you have to pay for the anesthesia. I chose to have the office surgical one in the office surgery room because 2 things. I have a very high threshold for pain, and 2, I am cheap. So I didn't want to spend the money on the OR or the anesthesia, and I figured I'd rather have a little bit of pain and save the money. Now, our insurance, we have United Healthcare, and they covered 80% of it, or was it 70% of it? I forget, but we ended up having to pay $800 out of pocket, which I really didn't want to spend that kind of money on this surgery, but it's just really affected my quality of life, and I just decided that, hey, I'm important, I'm worth it, it's worth it to me to feel good, you know, not to have this, all these weeks at a time, these periods and these just crazy vicious cycles, and we'll just cut back somewhere else. So, but I don't know, you know, everybody's insurance is different. I do know we had already met our deductible because Isabel had been in the OR, or Isabel had been in she had been in the OR, but, you know, she broke her arm, and then she had to have the surgery to fix the arm, and my husband had a little surgery thing, and I think we actually met our family deductible with everything that Isabel went through because they admitted us into the hospital. We had the overnight. We had to pay for the anesthesia. So we had already met our deductible with that and with all the medications that I'm on for my anxiety. So anyway, it was a good thing for us. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you my story. It's not really reborn related, but I really couldn't find a lot out there on. I found one or two videos on YouTube that talked about it briefly, but I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents in there. So sorry this video has gone so long, and I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you my haul. If anybody has any questions about the endometrial ablation, feel free to ask me. No question is too personal. I'm pretty much an open book, so just ask away and I will be back. Hope you guys, I hope I didn't gross you out, and if I did, I really apologize. But hey, we're women. We're all women here, right? And if we're not women and there's men on here, I'm guessing you've been with a woman, or you're married to a woman, or you have a girlfriend, and it's just the way it is. So have a wonderful rest of your day. But again, I will be back to show you my haul. Okay, bye-bye.